morning. Thank you so much for joining our Kaspien webinar today. Just to make sure that you guys are all in the right place, we are formerly known as e-tailz as well. So if that's where you signed us under, you're in the right spot. Today, we're very excited to talk about a topic that's near and dear to our hearts. So we want to cover how to grow your sales, specifically using the Walmart fulfillment services. So this is an opportunity that we were able to take advantage of this year that has really helped us streamline and effectively scale our Walmart business more than we've been able to do in years past. So we're very excited to tell you all about it, how to think about it, the strategies that we're using, and let you guys decide if it's the right time to implement it in either your 2020 strategy or possibly your 2021 strategy as well. So with that, we will jump into introductions for your Kaspien team today. So I am Megan. I am the general manager of our third-party retail business. So I oversee all domestic marketplaces as well as our international business and ancillary marketplaces too from any of the up-and-coming players in this space. With that, I'll hand it over to Ned.
Thanks, Megan. My name is Ned Woodward. I'm the Director of Purchase Order Management at Kaspien. I'm on the retail operations side of things, and we help brands solve logistical and operational hurdles in order to execute on their marketplace strategies. So with that, I'll turn it over to Joy.
Thanks, Ned. Hi, I'm Joy Kuykendall. I have been with e-tailz / now Kaspien for about 6.5 years, and I am the partner optimization manager, so working very closely with our partners, vendors, brands, and I've had the pleasure of working with the Walmart team and partnering in that development for the past 3 or so years as well.
Awesome. So with that, most of you probably know this, but in case some of you don't, just thought I would give you a real high-level overview of what Kaspien is. So we are one of the largest third-party marketplace sellers, and we really take a unique approach in how we partner with our brands. We call our brands partners because we believe that is a true business partnership when we work with you. So we put together proprietary strategies that are tailored for brands' goals using our innovative approach along with our technology that we've developed over the course of our years in business that have really been the backbone to scaling our business for Kaspien as well as our brands. And we have evolved over the last few years in that we can partner with brands in a variety of ways. So we can be a full retailer for your product where we buy the goods and turn around and sell it under the Kaspien name. Or for brands that are selling themselves on marketplace or want to sell themselves on the marketplaces, we can also act as your agency partner and do all the back end work, use our strategies and technology to bring those goals to fruition. And for brands that really are already selling themselves and doing a fantastic job, but just want a little fuel for the fire, you can tap into our software as a service division where you can use our proprietary tools and technologies that we've developed that are really the backbone of our success to make you that much more successful on the marketplace. And all of these ways that we can partner together are true for our Amazon business, which is definitely where our roots started, but also our Walmart business as well, which the Walmart platform is something that is really exciting to us. We were a very early adopter in that marketplace, and really that early adoption and the relationship that we built there has really catapulted us into being able to use Walmart fulfillment services this year with a very small select group of other sellers, which we're very excited to bring to you guys because it has allowed us to be that much more successful for our brands. So as I mentioned, that will be the topic that we talk about is using Walmart fulfillment services and how that can benefit you and for you guys to start thinking about how you want to possibly implement it into your 2020 or 2021 strategy. And with that, I have a very exciting announcement that we have some fantastic Walmart folks with us today that will be helping us through this webinar. So you'll get to talk to the Kaspien crew, but also the Walmart crew too, and learn from some of the best in the industry. So with that, I'll let you guys introduce yourselves.
Great, thanks. So my name is Jeray Buckley Cox. I've been with Walmart for 2 years, and I actually lead what we now call Walmart Fulfillment Services. And then prior to coming to Walmart, I spent the last 8.5 years at Amazon, started out leading customer service for North product, and then spent the bulk of my time at Amazon building what we call the post-purchase delivery experience. So think about from the moment you hit the buy box on Amazon up until the time you successfully receive your package, refund, or replacement, and every experience in between globally. So it starts with what are the notifications we send you, the transactional communication, confirming your purchase and or your delivery status, all the way through tracking a package. Actually, when I first built the team, you couldn't even track your package on a mobile device. So built that capability. Things you might be familiar with, things I launched right before I left were things like live map tracking, on delivery, ability to reroute a package, redirect a package to a place, change your time. So giving customers more transparency and control over their package, monetizing the post-purchase delivery experience, and then actually doing defect elimination and detection. And then I spent the last couple of years helping build out AMZL, which is Amazon's own logistics carrier. And then actually I just wanted to comment too, we're going to do a few slides and kind of introduce you a little bit more maybe to Walmart, share a little bit about where Walmart Fulfillment Services is going, and then reserve the bulk of the time for Q&A. So I think, Megan, do you mind just sharing, will people just be putting questions in the chat, or how will the Q&A part work? Oh, Megan, I think you're muted.
Right, I was following the rules. So for today, yes, you can absolutely ask questions throughout the presentation. There should be a chat on your screen. Feel free to type them in there, and then we will go through the questions at the very end of the presentation and really distill it down to the most frequently asked questions just for the sake of time. And if we have time to answer each and every one, we will do that as well.
Perfect, great. All right, Laura, I'll turn it over to you for introductions.
Awesome. Hi, my name is Laura Cuson. I have been at Walmart for almost 4 years. Started on the category management side and have been a buyer, and I have actually been with the Walmart Fulfillment Services team for over a year now, helping partner with sellers so that they can grow their businesses on our platform. So very excited to be here.
Awesome. Well, thank you for the introductions, Walmart team. We're really excited to have you here today. Just a brief rundown on our agenda today. Well, like Trey said, we're going to run through some understanding of Walmart. We'll do an overview of Walmart Fulfillment Services specifically, and then maximizing the WFS benefits. Reminder, like Megan mentioned, any of the questions that you have throughout, please post those in the chat, and we will take those at the end. Hopefully have some good conversation from that. So with that, go ahead and turn it over to the Walmart team just so we can understand Walmart a little bit more.
Great, cool. So first thing is, I thought I'd share, a lot of people ask me like, why'd you leave Amazon, especially if you got to do all these different things to come to Walmart? And I'd say certainly at Amazon, we watch Walmart carefully. They're a formidable competitor. It was interesting over the last several years, really since Doug McMillon, who's the CEO of Walmart, and he took over the company's leadership at about 5 years ago. And we just started to see the pace of innovation changing and increasing in the breadth of things that Walmart was getting into. So certainly was really tuned into what Walmart was doing. And then candidly, I saw a quote from Doug on LinkedIn a few years ago describing Walmart's culture. And it said that, you know, we're people-led, but tech-empowered. And I loved that quote, and it deeply resonated with me because it reflects my own value set. And I think people do create all value, and I think all value starts with people. And that drew me to the company because certainly that's not what we would say at Amazon. That doesn't make it bad, and it doesn't make it wrong, but it certainly makes it really different. And so I was like drawn to that. And I think this quote here on the slide really sums up how we think about people and how we actually approach it here in business. And Doug says, as the world becomes more digital and technology continues to change our lives, it will be our associates, our people, the humanity of Walmart that makes us special. If you had an opportunity to like work with inside the company, you'd see that reflected in how we think about our people, where we start with them, particularly our frontline associates, whether they're in a warehouse, a distribution center, or in our stores. This idea about how do we reflect humanity in all that we do. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go. And then the next reason people say like why I left the company is or left Amazon to come to Walmart is I love, yep, if you go to the next slide, Ned, is the mission of Walmart. And it's just deeply embedded inside the company. And our mission is that we save people money so that they can live better. And save money means that we're giving everyday low prices on quality products. That may be literally, so you start at the very beginning, just so I can put a roof over my head, food on my table, you know, diapers on the baby. That could mean that, I can just buy, a car, maybe my first new car, right? That could be so you can take your family on vacation. Could be you can buy your first piece of, luxury luggage to go on that. But like what it means to you and where you start is about saving money so that you can live better. Live better also means that we're thinking, and why Walmart's involved in healthcare. We're looking at how do we bring affordable, high quality healthcare to everybody, in the country. We think deeply about living better means what's our stewardship responsibility to the environment and every place that Walmart has an impact on that. We'll share that a little bit better. But if you got to work and live inside our company, you'd see how deeply this motivates and drives our priorities. This mission that we're on, which started with Sam Walton in the beginning, which is this idea again that we save money so that people can live better. So a little bit about the history of Walmart. If you don't know, what I think has been really fun to learn, having come from Amazon and now being at Walmart, Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon, gives credit to Sam Walton, saying really a lot of the things that he brought to Amazon started with lessons he learned from how Sam Walton approached building retail. And it started back when Sam Walton opened his first store. If you look here back in 1962, right? Sam Walton, was thinking first about a single destination to shop, right? This idea of a superstore, thought a lot about technology, using supply chain, as like the key and the backbone to the company. Sam Walton was talking about like learning and experimenting from failure way before Silicon Valley made failure cool. Sam was on the very forefront of that from the beginning. And then if you kind of walk forward here on this, you can see it in 2000, Walmart online store. It's when we first got into, e-commerce, right? A few years later then, on 2007, we introduced this idea of like omnichannel. I don't think we had that language yet, but the fact that you could buy something on Walmart.com and then actually pick it up, at a store, starting to combine an online experience with a brick and mortar experience. And then a couple years later, you can see in 2009, Walmart launched its 3P marketplace, right? And then in 2015, we launched our online grocery pickup. Again, more about this omnichannel experience that I could actually order my groceries online, but drive to the store, pick it up. It's a pretty slick experience. If you haven't used it, you can order it, you drive up, you've got a designated spot, and they know when you've arrived in the spot, and out comes your groceries and put in your car and you're on your way. Right. And then in 2016, I think with the acquisition of Jet.com, that was really a step change in the company's approach to doing .com. One, it brought new leadership, it brought new thought about that, some new technologies to it to really expand it. And if you've been following Walmart, you know the tremendous growth that Walmart's experiencing on continuing not only in brick and mortar, but particularly on .com, where we're at, and obviously the number 2 sized e-com retailer in the country. And then in 2017, Walmart launched free 2-day delivery, so starting to speed up the delivery experience that we actually have. And in 2018, we launched our online grocery delivery business. So now actually you can order your groceries, but actually have them delivered. The next year we actually delivered. Now you can actually have your groceries delivered in your home or maybe in your garage places. Again, how do we think about this so we give people this chance to get more time back and more convenience? And then we said, oh, that was going really well. Customers were really responding to that. So then we launched Delivery Unlimited at the end of 2019. So for a monthly fee, you could have as many deliveries, whether it's general merchandise or grocery, delivered to your home. And then that led us to the launch a few months ago of Walmart Plus. You've seen that's a membership fee now that Walmart's offering, where you can actually get unlimited deliveries, both groceries and general merchandise, for an annual fee they get. It also includes a discount on fuel. It includes shop and go technology. And then you could probably imagine there'll be more and more things added to, the benefits of the membership fee. And then what we get to talk about today is we launched back in February, we did the public launch of Walmart Fulfillment Services. More details with you guys about that. But hopefully that just kind of gives you a picture of this timeline and how we're thinking about this omnichannel and brick and mortar and online experience. A few other things we thought we'd just share, kind of what's new, right? I think nobody saw a pandemic coming. Walmart's been really on the forefront a lot in helping the country deal with that. Doug McMillon in his role, he's the CEO of Business Roundtable. If you're not familiar with that, it's actually the country's 200 largest companies that get together and actually decide strategies and policies Doug's the CEO of that. He's been doing a lot with racial justice. We've been doing a lot with climate change and been doing a lot with pandemic response in his leadership role with that beyond just Walmart. Part of our leadership then, and we talked about the stewardship that we feel in the environment. Actually, Walmart announced earlier that we're targeting zero emissions by 2040. The part that I'm particularly excited about is that actually Walmart plans to protect, manage, or restore 50 million acres of land and 1 million square miles of the ocean by 2030. A lot of momentum in the company. And if you think about being the #1, size company, Fortune 1 and Fortune 500, Walmart has this chance to have a lot of influence around suppliers, technologies, about how we actually consume, whether it's carbon emissions going out through trucks, and airplanes that are actually moving things around, how we think about, packaging. So this idea of what we're leading in sustainability is pretty significant, and again, we're pretty excited about it from the company perspective. Lots of fun things we tried to do for the country just in response to the pandemic. Probably saw that we turned a lot of our superstore parking lots into in-home or drive-up movie theaters that you could go to. We made those free, and then you could just buy some concessions. Partnered with several celebrities that you could come on to our app and do these interactive camps for kids that we were trying to respond to. And then we actually opened hundreds of our actual stores that did COVID testing sites as well. I mentioned Walmart Plus that we're doing with the benefits of that. And then a lot of things, again, that we're doing like give back. One thing you've probably noticed, and even we just announced last week, a new approach to holiday shopping to prevent crowding in our stores. We're actually spreading out all of our Friday deals over 3 significant dates in November. They start online, and then you can always pick them up at the store or before you shop in the store, so that we spread out traffic. And how do we think responsibly about giving people the chance to shop, but to do that well in the sense of the times we're in with the pandemic. So lots of activity that's like happening within Walmart on lots of different kind of levels and areas that we're focused on. I thought I'd talk a little about like who shops at Walmart. That was one of the things I learned when I came from Amazon. There's and I got to meet lots of brands and sellers, and quickly learned that people have a lot of I think misconceptions about who the Walmart customer is. I think a lot of brands have misconceptions who shops at Walmart and actually what that looks like. And for me, these were a couple big myth busters that have been pretty interesting to share with lots of different brands and sellers. First and foremost, to look at this slide, if you look at the continuum at the top, on the left-hand side, it starts with customers that are really budget focused. And on the right-hand side, customers that are really focused on time, right? And how do customers spread through that continuum? There are customers that shop at Walmart that are very much what we call deal seekers, right? They're thinking a lot about price. They're using coupons. They shop across multi-retailers just to get the best and the lowest price they can. We've got what we call these quality bargain enthusiasts. Yeah, they search for good quality at a good value. Maybe they shop more than most people that they have, but they're not quite as budget sensitive as a deal seeker. And then we have what we call budget sensitive busy families. These are families that are definitely on a budget. They're kind of watching what they spend, but they want the lowest price, but they're less willing to just shop around to find what that is. And then we have time sensitive busy families. Time is the most important and what they weight the most when they're making shopping decisions, whether that's on their groceries or general merchandise. And then we have what we call these pragmatic convenience seekers. They prioritize convenience but everything else. And we have customers that aren't budget sensitive at all, right? It's about the experience and the brands that they're looking for. And we have customers that are across this continuum. However, the bulk of our customers and where we focus a lot is on this budget sensitive and time sensitive busy families. That's kind of the heart and the core demographic of who's shopping at Walmart, whether online or in our stores. If you go to the next slide, I'll break this down a little bit more. This is a sample that we did of Walmart customers, learning again that time is money. Convenience and price are equally important to shoppers. So this is back to that time sensitive, busy families that they weight these pretty equally. 61% of Walmart customers say saving money isn't worth it if it takes too much time for them to do it. 72% of our customers expect same-day delivery or curbside pickup from all of our brands, anything that they shop at the store, right? We were actually expanding next day to the entire country. We'll say COVID slowed that down a little bit. So we're hoping to get to post the peak period of this year in early 2021. We'll back to having next day across the entire country. for our supply chain. We can tell why that's important to our customers when they're thinking about, time is so important. And 89% of our online grocery customers say the primary they use it, right, is just to save time. That's the most important. So when we focus and we're thinking about the priorities in Walmart, this is like our decision-making tree. How do we make sure that we're giving customers a really great value at a price, but mostly we're indexing on what are things that we can give them that give them time back. That relates back to this idea of save people money so they can live better, and live better can be part of that. It's just giving people time and convenience to do the things they want. If you go to the next slide, talks about really that's led us to Walmart Plus. A little insider tip on Walmart is that there has been a history in the company of never having a membership fee. It was actually something Sam Walton said for a long time. He never wanted Walmart to have a membership fee. So when this idea of a membership came up, a lot of people have been in Walmart a long time were like, never. It strikes against the ethos of our entire company. Sam Walton will turn over in his grave. The Sam Walton family still sits on the foundation. The Walton family owns 51% of Walmart and thought this thing was like dead on arrival. But over time, when we started talking to more and more customers and saw what they prioritize and what's really important to them, and certainly seeing that accelerated during the pandemic when more and more customers were looking for options to get things delivered to them, at their home really fast and easy ways, it made sense for us to come out with a membership. So it's now Walmart Plus. Actually, we're really excited. The responses have been even higher than what we expected it to be already, and we're continuing to expand the program. And again, the whole idea is that we're making it easier, right, for families and giving them time back. So what's different about Walmart Plus is you can do both groceries and you can do your general merchandise. So you can ideally buy anything on .com or in the stores together and actually start to have them delivered. You can deliver them on your doorstep. You may have them put away in your refrigerator in your home. You may just have them, put inside your garage, depending on what you're most comfortable doing. Okay. And if you go to the next slide. This is the other one I wanted to share. Who shops at Walmart? This was another one of the myth busters when I came. People had a sense of like, I think I know who the Walmart customer is. And people had a sense of what their demographic was, what their socioeconomic status was. And it's really, actually, mostly people are really surprised by this information. The way to read this slide is if you look at the dark blue bar, that's who is shopping in a Walmart store. Yellow is who are our customers that are shopping online. And then the light blue or the turquoise is what is an Amazon customer. And if you read across the first part of this chart, it says customers by generation. You can see millennials are shopping both online and in our store, right? And then the same kind of customer who's shopping at Amazon. Same across Gen X, and you can see across boomers. The mythbuster is a lot of people thought, oh, it's not millennials and young people that are shopping at Walmart. It's actually, they're shopping on, Amazon or some other place, and it's really an older demographic. You can see from the data, that's just not true. Right? Same on customers by income. People had a lot of sense of like, oh, Walmart's been equated, in the past and historically with like low prices, which equaled low quality. That actually is about a 15-year out-of-date perception of Walmart and actually where we've been. You can see across here, customer shopping on our stores, online or on Amazon, break pretty evenly across different income buckets. And that's actually true from also every ethnicity, every part of the country. This data actually breaks out pretty similar. So if you're thinking about, should I be on Walmart? Do I want to be on Walmart? What you can see here is that if you want to diversify your platform, you get to reach, customers of all kinds of socio and generational, impacts are shopping on Walmart. Okay. And then a little bit about what's Walmart's advantage and how are we thinking about competing in this space and what's been fueling our growth already. And it's clearly our ability to combine a brick and mortar strategy with an online, right? Probably know that not only is Walmart the #1 retailer, we're actually the largest company, it's #1 on the Fortune 500. And part of what drives that is we've got, over 4,700 stores, and these stores are spread out through the entire country. If you know much about supply chain, it's always about trying to get your actual packages closest to the customer. We can't get a lot closer than 90% of Americans live within 15 minutes of a Walmart store, right? So these are our kind of end fulfillment stations and why we can actually get, merchandise to customers fast and at a really low price. And we serve about 160 million customers a week in the US are already in a Walmart store, right? And so for us to be able to figure out how do we make these experiences so that you can shop anywhere you want, however you want, whether you want it in a store, whether you want to look on a store first, or whether you want to buy online or shop online first, and then you want to go pick it up. However you want to do that, we've got this set of assets and this multi-channel experience that we can be offering our customers that we're pretty excited about, and continuing to figure out innovations to make that happen. So again, kind of omni-channel things that you've seen, about 30, and these were pre-COVID, stats. Obviously, that's changed the world a little bit, but 35% of Walmart store customer visits, they actually are going to Walmart.com before they go into the store. So again, they're having this kind of cross-channel experience. Of those 35% of store customers who have been to Walmart.com first, over half of those customers have visited within the last 24 hours, right? So they're searching and looking on what's online and what maybe I want to go into the store. 15% of our Walmart.com orders are picked up at a physical Walmart store, right? And we continue to see that grow. And about 70% of all of our customer returns are made within a Walmart store. So again, you're seeing customers share this experience between what am I doing in a brick and mortar and what am I actually doing online as well. And part of what we rolled out, this picture in the middle, is because we know customers are having this really fluid experience between thinking about their brick and mortar experience along with their online. We've actually revamped several of our stores. We'll actually roll that out across the country, that allows you to take your app and then flow through the store. You could actually shop and pick everything in the store if you want, know where to actually guide it. You can have a self-guided experience like, hey, I'm at a new superstore. I don't really know where to find things. You can actually have it all laid out and you can follow it along in the store, and continuing to make that experience really fluid for customers. So again, they can shop how they want and when they want and however they want that experience to kind of roll out for them. So again, we think of these things as being interchangeable. We made some really significant organizational changes to accelerate this effort. We now have one supply chain leader, no longer a supply chain leader for e-commerce and stores. We've integrated that. We've integrated our merchandising experience. If you're on this call and maybe you've actually worked with putting your brand or things like in a Walmart store, that was a totally different experience than trying to get it online. That experience is now become much more integrated, as well. So with that, Laura, I think I'll turn it over to you to talk about, now I've talked a little bit about our strategy and as a whole, like what brands are here and how do we work with sellers?
Yeah, absolutely. So to kind of further illustrate our values and initiatives, I wanted to outline some partnerships and launches that we have done this year and last year at Walmart. So first of all, the first tile at the top left is the launch of Free Assembly. It's an apparel collection that launched this year for men and women to provide high quality items that are stylish and also sustainable to our customers. Second, I want to draw your attention to the middle picture. Walmart had its first ever digital open call in the beginning of October. We actually had more than 800 small businesses across the country pitch U.S. owned products to Walmart merchants, and 56% of those businesses actually reported as diverse, which we are really proud of. Walmart always wants to make sure that we offer small businesses avenues to success. So this is really exciting to be able to bring these new products into stores and to Walmart.com. And then third on the top row, we launched drone delivery. So we actually piloted drone delivery of COVID-19 tests, at-home testing kits to our customers. We are really committed to making sure that we stand behind our communities, given this crazy year that we've had in the current pandemic. And so we're trying to continually think of new ways to serve our customers. And then to bring your attention to the bottom row, we've had a lot of really exciting celebrity partnerships. First, we have Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell. We launched Hello Bello, which is actually a plant-based baby line. So that's been really exciting to see the growth there. And then moving to the center, we have Drew Barrymore, who we launched a collection called Flower Home with. And then thirdly, we have Sophia Jeans. So we launched a partnership with Sofia Vergara to bring an all-inclusive denim line to Walmart.com. So in addition to kind of these celebrity partnerships and just the different creative ways that Walmart is trying to continue growth, we actually have broken a lot of awesome brands. So if you'll move to the next slide. at the core, real foundation of Walmart is merchandising. And I think that, it's really important for you all to know that we continue to bring tons and tons of great product to our customers. That's really the foundation of how we see, making our customers happy and continuing to expand our presence. So just a few key ones that I would like to highlight are that we, have a relationship with Dyson. We sell Dyson products on site. We have a relationship with Apple where we sell Apple products straight to our customers. So it's not always just, the lowest price point options. We're really trying to bring our customers everything that they would want to buy in one cohesive experience, whether it's through Walmart stores or on Walmart.com. And now, just kind of getting into Walmart fulfillment services, I think, really importantly, we've covered how much we value our customer, but also we really, really value our seller partnerships. And so we wanted to bring an opportunity for sellers to more easily get their products to our customers. So we launched Walmart Fulfillment Services, which is a platform where we store, pick, pack, and ship orders to our customers in 2 days by housing products in our Walmart fulfillment centers. And we also take care of all of the customer care and returns on behalf of sellers. And then one other note is that coming next year, we will even be launching the ability to pick up goods directly from our partner sites and bring them to Walmart fulfillment centers so that we can carry out all of the fulfillment needs on behalf of our seller partners. A few other things to note here are that Walmart Fulfillment Services is trying to allow in as much product as we can into the platform, but there are a few restrictions around what we are allowed to take in right now. Fully regulated hazmat products are one category that we can't currently accept. We don't currently accept frozen foods, and we are aiming for all of our items to be sortable right now. So those are just a few key things to think about when deciding what kind of assortment to bring into Walmart Fulfillment Services. But again, we're trying to make this a platform that's, convenient and easy for all sellers and all brands to be able to house their product in Walmart Fulfillment Centers so that we can seamlessly get those products to the customers. So it's been a very, very exciting year for Walmart Fulfillment Services. We had our public launch this year in February. We have seen incredible demand from our seller base with thousands and thousands of applicants to the platform so far. We're seeing that the Walmart Fulfillment Services product is actually performing incredibly similar to the 1P or owned assortment on Walmart.com. So our in-stock rates are incredibly high. We have very, very competitive pricing on the platform for the product that's in WFS. And we've just seen that overall our customers are really satisfied with the experience when they can achieve, 2-day delivery on their purchases. So we have plans to continue growing and continue making Walmart Fulfillment Services successful for the customers and the sellers. We are in the process of expanding to multiple facilities right now. So we began in one fulfillment center that was located in Kentucky. We're in the process of expanding to additional locations throughout the country right now. And then I think most excitingly, WFS sellers are experiencing 60% growth or more by participating in the platform. And I'll explain a little bit more about how that happens on the next slide. So when sellers participate in WFS, we actually ship all of their items 2 days to our customer base. So all of the product pages on Walmart.com will see a 2-day badge, and that actually instills more confidence in the customer. They're more willing to convert on the item because they feel that they would love to buy an item that they can get in a faster shipping speed. And that's one of the things that we've seen contribute to some growth among sales for the sellers that are on the platform. So again, on that 2-day flag, that kind of provides a boost in search and buy box results on our platform. So you'll see that we would like to offer customers kind of the best in class options, most primarily on Walmart.com. So you'll see that items that are fulfilled through WFS kind of appear higher in search and browse results on our site. We also have had the ability to provide elevated content ranking to our WFS sellers. So we work so closely with the sellers who are on the platform, and we want them to really feel pride and ownership of those listings. And so we've given them a little bit of a leg up on the content and the design of their item page to make sure that they are showcasing the brands and the products that they're selling to the best of their ability, and those changes and all that input that they're putting in are actually sticking on site, and that's what the customer is ultimately seeing. And then finally, the returns process has been made much more seamless for both customers and also for our sellers. So the customers who buy WFS products can actually bring that product back to a store and return that item in store, and then we take responsibility to route that item back to our fulfillment center for our sellers. And then additionally, Walmart will also provide pickup services, so you can actually have the item picked up directly from your home and then transported back to a WFS fulfillment center. So again, just to touch on the exciting results that we've seen so far, a lot of our marketplace sellers don't have the ability to get items to customers in 2 days. So when we are actually able to provide that opportunity for our sellers through WFS, we're seeing about a 65% increase in sales. But more excitingly almost is that even if a seller does have the ability to achieve 2-day shipping on their own, we're able to provide a lot of other exciting benefits in WFS. So we're still seeing an increase of about 20% for assortment that comes to WFS that actually already had 2-day shipping capabilities. So whether a seller has the ability to achieve 2-day or not, we're still seeing really positive results for assortment on the platform. And then, as I mentioned, we, officially launched in February. We've had some time to kind of see how this program will evolve and some seller satisfaction, and we've had a lot of great feedback from the sellers that we're working with. Just to share kind of a few testimonials here, we have a vitamins and supplements seller who has actually been able to report a 100% lift in GMV since joining WFS, and they actually are shipping 98% of their products through our platform now because they've been able to see so much success through the program so far. Secondly, I'll point your attention to an electronics seller who has seen over 100% GMV lift, and something that was actually really exciting here is that this seller had some competition when they were just a marketplace seller, but since they are able to achieve 2-day shipping now that they're part of WFS, they've seen an increase in sales of items that weren't actually selling prior to being on the WFS platform. So this was a really exciting learning for us. And then third, I'll show you a home seller. They have seen 305% lift in GMV and an increased buy box win rate on in-stock items by 2,500 basis points. So a similar story here to the electronic seller. They had a huge amount of assortment on Walmart, but it just wasn't selling as successfully because they weren't able to achieve 2-day shipping on their own, and they didn't have some of the benefits that come with WFS. So just overall, these are 3 fantastic stories, but really overall in the program, we've seen tremendous success from our sellers. They've been able to successfully grow their businesses, and we are here to make sure that that continues happening as we continue to expand the program.
Thank you, Dre and Laura, for all that about Walmart, about WFS. Now we're going to turn it over to Joy to talk a little bit about why you should partner with Kaspien for WFS.
Perfect. Thank you, Ned, and thank you, Jure and Laura. Fantastic feedback and fantastic information here. They've really just given us some awesome insight into the benefits of partnering with Walmart Marketplace and with WFS. And we've just heard a few high-level testimonials from other sellers that have been able to utilize WFS to expand their business. So now we're kind of going to talk a little bit about our experience. Kaspien has had the privilege of working with Walmart for over 4 years now, but we really saw our business take off. Our business and our partnership take off with Walmart this year by partnering with them in the launch of their WFS program. We were really early adopters of the WFS program, and we truly cannot say enough great things about WFS and the team that manages this. And then since the inception of WFS, it's really given us the ability to launch new brands and products to the marketplace quickly and painlessly, which we can all use. We've utilized a lot of different methods historically in order fulfillment on Walmart, but WFS has proven to be by far the most streamlined and affordable option, which has really allowed us to begin offering lower price point items that are easy purchase items that we were previously unable to make profitable. And then throughout our unique partnership with WFS, we've been able to participate in some really fantastic beta programs and then pass those benefits along to our partners. WFS did just launch a beta program for oversized goods called WFS Non-Sort, which allows sellers and brands to bring larger, meaningful products to the marketplace while still offering customers that beloved 2-day free shipping and the trusted Fulfilled by Walmart badge. Fulfilling oversized goods can be quite a headache, but WFS really, the non-sort program really takes the hassle out of it. And they've also really streamlined some of the product upload and inbound order processes for us with several tailored tools, which really save our team time and resources. And they've also given us access to countless reports that are designed to aid in reordering, improving listing content. It really just takes a lot of the guesswork that comes with marketplace selling out of it for us. And that's all kind of boiled down to us being able to very quickly scale this year due to these features. We call out a few of our wins from this year in that we've already increased our 2-day shipping offerings 3-fold this year, and we currently have inventory inbound that will increase our offerings 9-fold. So fantastic growth through that. And then that all kind of comes down to our GMV, which our 2-day shipping GMV has increased 263% year over year. So truly fantastic results. We have really enjoyed this partnership with that team. And so now that we've kind of given a quick little rave about the tremendous potential brands have on Walmart, let's go into the next page where we'll talk about some of the logistics about how to get started as quickly and seamlessly as possible by partnering with Kaspien. So it's pretty straightforward here. Really, we work with you in identifying the initial product selection, pricing terms, ideal inventory quantities. We kind of take all that very beginning. And then once we figure out those pieces, we then create your product listings on your behalf on Walmart.com through our backend seller center. So we take all that initial setup piece out of the way for you. Once the listings are created in Walmart's system, we'll then send you a bulk wholesale purchase order specifically for WFS. And when we send that over, it will also include our WFS routing guide requirements, which also really takes a lot of the guesswork out, makes it super clear cut and straightforward. Then either you or your provider will prep the products and shipments according to the routing guide and ship them into the WFS warehouse. The WFS warehouse will then receive the goods underneath the Kaspien listing, which will show the 2-day free shipping badge, and then as well as sold by Kaspien, fulfilled by Walmart. So that's how it will look in the listing. You'll see your brand at top, but you'll see sold by Kaspien, fulfilled by Walmart, which we've all kind of talked about that fulfilled by Walmart, that piece is really critical in building that consumer trust. They know that they can trust where it's coming from. It kind of takes a lot of that guesswork out of the customer's hands as well. And then from there on out, Kaspien manages listing content, marketing, future reorders, making the process truly as smooth and streamlined as possible for our partners. So kind of quick and easy there. So now that we've talked briefly about the whys and the hows, let's dig into the future of WFS and some of the exciting things that are in the works.
Thank you, Joy. Appreciate it. Yeah, as far as the future of WFS, we've spoken about some of the things that have launched so far that we're really excited about. But the Walmart team has been launching new items constantly. We've been able to pilot with them on some of those pieces, and there's been a ton of support in order to really support the adoption, the implementation, and constantly optimizing all of these tools and features. So we just really want to say thank you to the Walmart team for all their support through that. But as far as the future goes, you heard them speak a little bit about expanding the network. So continuing to build out fulfillment centers throughout the U.S., building out new technologies and new tools, and building connections with different service providers. Talked a little bit about the continuous improvement of the seller tools, and we're really excited about them building out the new inbound logistics service for small parcel and LTL next year, and we know that will create more of a seamless experience as far as the supply chain and the logistics go, so we're very excited about that. With those pieces in mind, though, Jure and Laura, is there anything that you two are really excited about as far as the future of WFS? Anything that we haven't maybe heard about that you'd like to share with everybody? You're muted. Sorry.
Laura, do you have anything you want to start with?
I was just going to say, I think the most exciting thing for me is that we continue to expand the assortment that we provide our customers. So, we really want to be that one destination where our customers can come and find any product they want and get it delivered very quickly. And as we've continued to see the program grow, we've been able to add a ton of fantastic assortment, and I'm just excited to see how that continues to evolve.
Yeah, the thing I could add too is part of what we're doing is we launched in February, so we've just kind of been building out the core capabilities of the program. But then as we're heading into the end of this year and through the first half of next year, we're able to start building more features that give guidance to sellers, like when should you replenish, how much, and we can give you proactive notifications, information, give you a chance to set a lot more preferences about how you want to manage your inventory, whether that's at a SKU level or a category level. So you'll just see us be able to continue to roll out capabilities that give you more flexibility about how you want to manage your inventory. And then our other commitment is to ensure that we want to give anybody that's like having their items fulfilled through us 100% about where your product is at any one point. So from the moment you like notify us that it's actually getting shipped to always where your inventory is and how much of it. And that's been our commitment since the beginning of the program. We're continuing to build products for that. And the last thing that we're really excited about is today when we started the program, you had to be able to get your inventory into one of our fulfillment centers. We're actually just going to be doing a pilot here in the next few weeks and then look to expand it next year, where we're actually going to provide an inbound logistics service. So now you as a seller can take advantage of Walmart's scale and consequently then our lower pricing so that you can actually use our transportation services for inbound as well. And then we're expanding that eventually into, overseas and import capabilities as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing those pieces. That's it as far as the content. So thank you to both teams for walking through those pieces. Now we'll spend about 14 minutes here. We've got about 14 minutes till the end of the hour. So we'll spend about 14 minutes walking through some questions that we've received within the chat. So thank you for all your questions. Let's see here. I'm just going through.
We'll try to go fast to get through as many as possible. So
Exactly. And so this is one that sounds like it's been coming through quite a bit in different kind of ways. But as far as what's the best way to take advantage of WFS as a brand? So is that working directly with Walmart? Is that working directly with a seller like Kaspien? And I guess I can take that one. That is, from our perspective, the best way to do that is through a seller like Kaspien. Because we're already set up and we've got access to the platform, the best and quickest way to access the platform and take advantage of sales on Walmart's marketplace is through a company like Kaspien. So if you are interested, be sure you contact us. You can reach out to us via our website. And if you want to take advantage of that, that's the best way to kick that off. So I don't know if anybody else here had any different thoughts about that, but that seems like we've received that same question in a number of ways. So I figured I'd tackle that one first. Let's see here. Let me find another good question. So are you required to work with a third party in order to participate in WFS?
Yeah, I can take that. You're not required to work with a third party. We've got sellers that of a variety of sizes, really large and small sellers that can they're in the program. So you can actually go and we could send this out as a follow-up, but you can go to our website and then actually just apply to be part of WFS. The only thing I will tell you is because Laura mentioned earlier, we just had thousands upon thousands upon thousands of applications. So we haven't been able to actually bring everybody that's applied into the program. So what we've been recommending is if you weren't actually part of the initial invite to get into the program, your fastest path is to work with like Kaspien to be able to do that. And then hopefully towards the end of next year, we'd be able to get in, all of the sellers that have applied, but there is a waiting list at this point.
Great, thank you. Another question that came in here is, can U.S. companies that develop products in other countries ship direct to the Walmart warehouses, or do they have to first bring the goods into another U.S. warehouse before shipping them to Walmart?
second part of that is the answer. So today, you actually do have to have them go through customs, be imported already in the US before you can do that. We'll expand those capabilities. Could be at the end of FY22, maybe into FY23, but today you do have to have them already in the US.
Another question that came up, would the Walmart team be able to touch on the Shopify relationship at all?
Sure. Is there any more like detail of what that is? I mean, we announced.
No,
Shopify.
It was fairly brief.
Yeah. I mean, certainly we announced the partnership our marketplace does have with Shopify and a direct integration. Certainly from a Walmart perspective, we wanted to be able to bring any of the sellers that actually use Shopify and make that as super easy and kind of just a pass through from Shopify to be able to sell on our platform. So obviously from a Walmart perspective, we're motivated for that because we want to bring more assortment to our customers. But we've had a couple different kinds of strategic relationships with Shopify. I'm not sure if that'll answer it, Ned, or someone can do a follow-up. But
yeah, if we see a follow-up coming, I'll definitely throw it out here. We're getting a lot of questions about kind of what the fee structure looks like and what the cost of WFS is. Can the Walmart team speak a little bit to that?
Yeah, I could do just a high level, and Laura, if you want to do any kind of the specifics. But what I can say is what was unique about WFS is the fact that we actually matched FBA on their pricing or fulfilled by Amazon. It's usually what we do is sellers will take their inventory they want to place on WFS, compare it to the price point on FBA, and it usually comes out to 1 or 2 percentage points difference. Walmart, we're actually a little less expensive in the heavier weights and a little bit more expensive in some of the lighter weights, but the distribution is really competitive. And as you could imagine, there's just really no other company than Walmart that can compete at the scale with Amazon. So extremely competitive. One thing we do is we're actually a little bit more simplified in our pricing. We just do it on weight alone, where Amazon has its dimensions and their weight, ours is just on the weight alone.
Great, thank you. Another question would be, how can we go from 1P to 3P using WFS? We were previously set up as a 1P and we would like to move towards using WFS.
Laura, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, so I mean, our main strategy is that you wouldn't compete with yourself. So for any of your assortment that is already 1P, you would keep that assortment 1P, and then any of your other assortment that you would like to move into Marketplace, you can apply to be a member of the Marketplace platform. And then once you become a member of Marketplace, you could actually apply to be invited to WFS. So that's kind of the way that we would look at how you would have your assortment on site, but then also how you could be kind of in both places at once.
Perfect. I think this is a good question for Megan on our team. Let's see here. As a seller on Amazon, I have my own brand in my own store where I list my products. If I hook up with Kaspien, I assume I will not have my own brand or my own store. Is this right?
So if you use WFS through Kaspien, we will be the seller of your product, but it'll still list as your brand. And through our partnerships with our brands, we very much are an extension of your brand, so we can represent your pricing, your content strategy, and do all of the pieces that you would want in regards to how we represent your product to align with your brand. You can also sell yourself on Walmart through WFS, but that's when you would have to go through that application process. And as they mentioned, it's backed up at the time right now. So it could be maybe a two-pronged approach strategy where you work with us to launch through WFS immediately. We can also help you through your application process. And when you're approved to use the WFS as your brand, we can transition you to our agency model to help you sell yourself on the platform at that time.
Great. Thank you, Megan. Looks like somebody expanded upon the Shopify question, so I'll throw this out there. If I want to sell on Walmart, is there an advantage to using Kaspien versus Shopify? Do I achieve the same end?
Yeah, I might throw that a little bit at Megan, like, because you guys know more of the difference between what you do versus Shopify. So I'll start with one piece and then kind of hand it over to the Kaspien team. They could say from a perspective of if you were to actually be with Shopify and you want to actually then be able to, you can easily do that through the integration points that Walmart and Shopify have. So if you're on Shopify and you want to sell on Walmart.com, again, all the APIs, they do all the backend work and all the support. So it's a really easy pass through and makes it, again, really convenient for you to get set up on Walmart.com.
So the advantage of using Kaspien versus just that integration is that the Kaspien team can bring the strategy of how to promote and position and help with product selection on the Walmart marketplace, whereas we're not just that pass-through. We really help you expand your reach and really make your brand successful on the marketplace.
Hey, one of the things I thought I could add, Ned, too, we get questions a lot, is if you're a seller and you want to be at WFS, whether you're going through Kaspien or yourself, is you can have some of your inventory fulfilled through WFS and some cannot be. So it's not like a one or all. You don't have to have either none of it or all of it in WFS. You can decide on a SKU level what you want fulfilled through WFS or not.
Great, thank you. We'll switch this one over to Kaspien a little bit. So Joy, you had mentioned kind of the process for getting things set up with the initial processes, initial assortment, pricing, all that stuff. What are Kaspien's fees for setting up products? Can you speak a little bit high level to that?
Yeah, of course. So in the model that we outlined, the way that Kaspien essentially makes money out of selling your products is that difference between the wholesale taking up the fees and then the resale price. So we typically will take our margin from that. That's where we'll make our profitability. There are, like we mentioned, a couple of other methods like agency. There's a couple of other things along those lines where we can make profit that way. But essentially what we'll do when we set you up is we'll look at what the ideal selling price is and then what your wholesale price is and kind of figure out what our margin is, what we can make profitable from that. And that's where we take that fee essentially, is that in that margin between wholesale and retail. Does that kind of make sense? Is there anything else to add on to that in terms of just like the quick and dirty on fees?
Yeah, and I'll just add that like all of our partnerships at Kaspien, it's not a one size fits all. So like there's not a launch cost of X amount or any of those pieces. We really look at the full assortment, get a feel for the volume we think we can do, and kind of work with brands on that level.
Great, thanks team. This is one I find pretty interesting that I bet a lot of people are asking. How does WFS handle brand protection for brands that are trademarked? Can we talk about that a little bit?
Laura, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, so I mean, ultimately we are doing our best to showcase the brands that come onto WFS through the sellers in the best of their ability. So I talked a little bit about elevated content earlier in the presentation. If you were to work with someone like Kaspien, you know, they would be responsible for your content, the way that your item looks on site, and ultimately the pricing, making sure that you're adhering to the price the brand wants for the retail. So I think we are really handing over the keys to our sellers and our partners to make sure that those listings are best in class and are of the highest regard of what that brand would want to see when shopping on Walmart.com. And then I think the other piece here is that we are giving a lot of elevation through WFS. So you'll be elevated in search and browse. You'll be a little bit elevated because of the 2-day badging and the way that the item is listed on site. And all of these kind of contribute to making sure that your brand and your assortment is showcased kind of as what the customer will see first when they're scrolling through the pages of Walmart. I know that sometimes there can be concerns about, you know, other third-party sellers like selling other products that is of that brand brand maybe doesn't stand behind. But what we're really trying to do is elevate the WFS assortment so that that's what the customers see and that's what the customers shop, and provide our sellers the ability to enhance the content as they see fit for the brand.
Great, thank you, Laura. Can we talk a little bit about some of the steps that Walmart as a platform is taking to prevent counterfeit? You know, we've seen some issues kind of across e-commerce with other platforms. So just wondering what Walmart is doing specifically there.
Yeah, I could take a first pass at that, Laura, if you want to add. But number one, what's unique and distinct about, and we've made a really conscious choice for Walmart, is actually we have some pretty high vetting standards you actually have to pass to actually get onto the Walmart platform. And so most any of the other brands, or excuse me, any of the other platforms, they don't have the same vetting standards that we have in place. Consequently, our actual fraud rate is just a fraction. And actually, having worked at Amazon, I can confirm that, but just an absolute fraction of what most other marketplaces actually have. And again, number one starts with are high vetting standards. You can't just apply and then later on we figure out you actually have to apply. There's a waiting period. We do a series of investigation to take a look at your past history, and if we think you meet the bar to actually be on our platform. We've got a really curated approach to how we think about sellers that we want to bring onto the platform, and then have some really aggressive policies and actual technology that we've deployed to try to find, those kind of bad actors quickly and eliminate them from the platform. But our best starting place is about how we actually vet sellers that even get onto the platform to start with.
Great, thank you. Well, we're at 10:59, so we got about 1 minute left here. Just wanted to thank everybody for all the questions in the Q&A. Note that if you posted a question and it wasn't answered, we will be following up with you in order to get that question answered. Obviously, if you have any questions or are interested in getting connected with Kaspien regarding WFS, please get in touch with us, go to our website and reach out. We'd love to talk to you about that. With that, I'd like to thank the WFS team for joining us today, and for the Kaspien team as being great as always. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining today, and I hope everybody that was in attendance came away from this with something, and it was great.
All right, thanks everybody.
Thank you. Thank you guys. Bye.